What's up everyone, Jeremy here. Just wanted to kind of continue on my theme of my last couple videos, which was basically a keto diet or ketosis, when your body's going into ketosis. That all started pretty much when I tried the carnivore diet. If you've never heard of a carnivore diet, it's exactly what it sounds like. You're only consuming animal products. Which means you're not using vegetable oils or anything like that. If you're doing any type of cooking, I would use ghee, which is clarified butter. The reason you would use that over regular butter is it has a higher smoke point, so it's not going to burn if you throw it in a frying pan, or just using things like bacon grease, to fry up some proteins in a frying pan. But how I found out about the carnivore diet is watching Joe Rogan and heard about him having massive diarrhea. Sorry to talk about diarrhea, but that he had when he was on the carnivore diet. And I remember the first time I heard about it, I thought, that's crazy. Like, I don't think I could do that. Like, just have meat. Like, there's no way. I love my veggies, having some bread once in a while, but anyway, I was watching some highlights of Jordan Peterson, who, if you're not sure who he is, I think he's a brilliant guy, a lot smarter than I am. And quite honestly, I thought, well, if he tried it and he had extreme success with it, I'm going to give it a shot.
Yeah, I know.
What was the motivation for cutting out the greens?
Well, all of the motivation for this has been my experience with my daughter, because she has an unbelievably serious autoimmune disease.
And one of the biggest reasons I wanted to try it was not only weight loss, but also I've got arthritis. I've got lots of stupid sport injuries, car accident injuries, so lots of arthritis. I had a lot of inflammation going on from my terrible diet. When I started this, it's been a few months now. I was right around, I don't know, I can't remember exactly. I think I was right around 272 is what I started at. 272, 275, somewhere in there. Anyway, what happened was I did it for exactly 7 weeks, 49 days. And the results were I dropped 30 pounds. That might not sound too extreme. That comes out to about 6/10 of a pound a day, just a little over half a pound a day, which there's diets that you can be on to lose more weight and whatnot. But I will say this: I had already kind of cut out a lot of the crap I was eating. I don't think a lot of that was water weight. I dropped 4 inches in my waist. You guys can probably see, I've worn this shirt in other videos before. I mean, it is way looser than than it has been in the past. And like I said, I dropped 4 inches from my waist. That was awesome. And able to get into a lot of my old clothes again that I was wearing years ago that I kept. So very exciting, very excited about that, I should say. But there were some interesting side effects on this whole experience of the carnivore diet. And I'd always known about keto. Back in the day, I took human nutrition in college, and I learned about ketosis. They didn't even call it, keto or a ketosis diet. They just talked about your body going into a mode called ketosis, which is where you're restricting your carbohydrate levels to 25 or less. Now, some people might say, oh, you can go up to 50, or no, it's like keep it down at 20. That's what I learned in human nutrition. But this was over 20 years ago. This was a long time ago. I tried it a few times, had a tough time with it. And now looking back, I know what I was doing wrong, but I know that ketosis works. And if you're not sure what ketosis is, you pull your carbs back to a level where your body is forced to pull from its fat reserves. Very important to keep protein up because, you know, like in a survival type of situation, it's going to more than likely start eating up your muscle tissue first. So that's why it's important to keep your protein levels up and the fat level up on any type of ketosis diet, because you want to train your body to feed off of fat. But anyway, so what happened when I tried this diet? Well, I did go cold turkey. I didn't go, you know, slowly in, which I'm pretty sure that's why people experience diarrhea, unfortunately, is you're not giving your stomach, your liver, your gallbladder enough time to produce enough acid, enough bile, stuff like that to break down the extra fats that you're going to be you know, bringing into your diet, the saturated fats. So yes, I did experience diarrhea once I went to the bathroom. I was constipated, I think, for 3 days. I had to get Smooth Move, I believe, tea. The good news is it helped. And the other good piece of news is I only had to use it like twice. Then my system kind of adapted and it was not an issue anymore. One other thing though is if you think, man, I'm not going to the bathroom, I'm like really constipated. Well, keep this in mind. If you try a carnivore diet, I was never bloated, ever. It was crazy. It was like, I've been eating all this meat, all this protein, but I'm not bloated, but I'm not going to the bathroom. Like, where the hell's it going? Well, a lot of it's being absorbed versus, you know, eating a bunch of refined grains and corn and carbs that are just kind of moving through you and leaving a bunch of bad stuff in your system as it moves out of you. So that's the one nice thing about a very high protein diet. You have a lot less waste. Something that I've heard before some people talk about, and you might find this to be gross, but hey, it's part of human nature. You don't fart. I kid you not. Like, your gas emissions go to practically zero when you're on a carnivore diet. It's the craziest thing. Something I noticed, it's true. Like, you don't get bloated, you don't have gas, your stomach system, your digestive system, once you have adapted, it feels so much better. It really does. It does take time, you know, probably a couple weeks for your microbiome to completely change. You know, you're not taking in veggies, you're not taking in any carbs and whatnot, so your system is really changing a lot. And that was one of the my initial concerns about trying carnivore was, oh, well, you're not getting, you know, your vegetables in, your fruits, stuff like that. And I was a little concerned about that, like, as far as from a, you know, nutritional standpoint. But one thing I did, you know, learn is, you know, like I said before, your microbiome does change, and your body is kind of like, if you give the right fuel for your body, it should be able to heal itself. And I like that idea. I don't like the idea of pharmaceuticals, drugs to fix problems. I like to fix stuff internally. So, like I said before, Jordan Peterson tried it. He's a lot smarter than I am. He had amazing results. I thought, what the hell? Let's try it. And I'm so glad that I did, because not only did I lose all this weight, my inflammation was gone. I mean, gone within 2 weeks. I would say my arthritis, my joint pain was, I'm not exaggerating, it was probably cut down by 75%. It was incredible. It was really incredible. So if anyone's thinking about doing this type of a diet, I can't recommend it enough. You might want to start off a little slow and just kind of start with keto, get your system, you know, your internal system, your body, used to feeding off of fat first before just going cold turkey like I did. I will say the first day was kind of rough. You know, you want some carbs, but day 2, day 3 was brutal. Not going to sugarcoat it. It was absolutely brutal. Complete brain fog, no energy whatsoever, because your body's used to pulling, you know, energy from carbs. Well, you're not getting any carbs. And thank God I reached out to one of my best friends, Larry. He's been doing keto for years, and I said, hey man, I don't know if I can do this anymore. I can't think straight. I have no energy. I mean, the term brain fog, it doesn't even begin to describe what I was feeling. I could not create a cohesive thought. It was just ridiculous. And you know, he reminded me, hey, you just got to get past that hump to where, you know, your body is starting to pull from its fat reserves. That was on day 3. So I came really close to breaking. I did not break. That night I went to bed. 2 o'clock in the morning, I woke up. I could not go back to sleep. I had a good amount of energy. I'm not going to say an insane amount of energy because it was 2 o'clock in the morning, but I got out of bed and I could not go back to sleep. My body switched over to fat, I'm guessing, because all of a sudden, you know, I was thinking, you know, at least closer to normal of what I was used to, and my energy levels were so much better than, you know, the last couple days. And quite honestly, just never looked back. I did it for 7 weeks straight. Like I said, lost 30 pounds. The reason I stopped was Easter. I went over for Easter dinner at another friend's house, and this whole time I hadn't been drinking, you know, just eating animal products. And we had wine, we had sparkling wine, had some you know, nice imported rum, and I threw up my guts. I was so sick. It was that I had zero tolerance for alcohol. My system, it did not metabolize the alcohol the way I previously had been able to. So that's what kicked me out of the carnivore diet, because the day after that, because I got so sick, I think I compromised my immune system, and then I got like a virus sick. In fact, I think it was COVID. Don't know for sure, but I do know that the next day I felt very different, like I've never felt before. Believe it or not, I felt so off. I wanted to make sure my life insurance policy was all caught up in case something happened to me for my wife's sake. Believe it or not, that's how bad I felt. And then I think it was the next day I could not smell or taste, but that only lasted for 24 hours. And during that, I jumped back into more of like a traditional keto diet. So, you know, mainly fattier cuts of protein, but also incorporating things like organic spinach, arugula, broccoli, and I still do this to this day. That's another thing, not to jump all the way back, but with the carnivore diet, you're alleviating things, vegetable, plant products that potentially have oxalates, which are, it's an acid which kind of acts as a toxin in your body. Another thing that can cause inflammation. So that's why I thought, let's just try this. I want to go hardcore. Let's just see what happens with carnivore. And anyway, like I said, it was a fantastic experience. I don't want to keep rambling, but the way anyone would need to look at this is don't think of this as a diet. Don't do this just to lose weight and think you're going to go back to normal, because that's not going to work. You know, diets don't work, and this is not like a trend diet. This would be, you know, to make it work, you have to tell yourself, this is my diet now. This is what I eat, as far as the definition of a diet. But anyway, I don't want to ramble. Please leave some comments if you guys have any thoughts on this, if you have any questions about it. You know, I could do a whole video of how to start recommended, you know, meats. You know, because you want to get you don't want to do crappy meats. But if that's all you can afford, and you know you're dying from type 2 diabetes, and your A1C1 levels are just, you know, through the roof, I can't recommend this enough. So that's another thing. When I got my hip surgery, my full hip replacement, I had to go in for a physical. They had to make sure that I was healthy enough for a full hip replacement. Well, when my blood work came back, my doctor, she told me the results. She said, you're pre-diabetic. Like, I was right on the line. And if anyone's watched any of my older videos, I covered when my dad died. I lost my dad about 2 years ago, and it was from diabetes. And you know, it's I watched him the last couple of his last years of his life go through amputations and mental decline. Sugar is the frickin' devil. That's all I can say about that. But anyway, I'm gonna shut up now. Carnivore diet is, I haven't felt this good in so long. My energy level is so much better. I feel like I got a new lease on life. I think I look pretty goddamn good considering I'm 46 years old. I just turned 46, you know, early July. I hope to lose another, I don't know, maybe 15 pounds. Who knows? We'll see when I get there. But right now I'm in the mid 230s. I started this whole crazy thing when I was, like I said, I think it was 272. So it's done very well for me. But anyway, leave a comment in the comments. Yeah, that makes sense, I guess. If you have any questions or anything like that, and or just let me know what you guys think about all this crazy stuff. So anyway, thank you so much for watching. I will talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
It's like a family tree.